Hey, Jesse.
Hello, Lindsay.
That was so extra.
So, it's Friday, dude.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here.
What are you drinking today?
Gin and tonic again.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah.
That's it? That's all that's in there?
Yeah, well, one of them Vista Bay fruit citrus things. Yeah, citrus Vista Bay in there with it.
You're sipping on a Celsius.
Oh, yeah.
Sipping on some Celsius.
Because I'm old and shit. Tropical vibe again, yeah.
Yes.
Whee!
Yes.
I think, yeah. What are you drinking over there?
I'm having a fruit punch Vista Bay punch series.
Double punch.
Yes. So.
Functified. What? What are we drinking about? What? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm off kilter just for a little bit. I don't know what's going on with me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to name what we're drinking about after you roll that intro.
I don't want to roll no intro. Okay.
What's wrong with you today? What's happening? What's going on?
Nothing. The party is just starting.
Florida flies.
I swear to God, I'm finna fire up. It's Friday, dude. We're gonna be geeking on here. I can tell already. You probably got some horrific shit to throw at me, don't you?
I'll let you be the judge when I'm done with the story.
Yeah.
I'll let you be the judge. But,
yeah.
I got to ask you, what made you feel old this week?
What if I just don't answer?
That's okay. You don't have anything? Nothing?
What if I don't play your game anymore? What if I don't fixate on it no more? Done. It's over.
Ongoing. We already agreed to this, so.
It's over. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Okay. So, so what it is, Lindsay, the thing that I pointed out to myself this week, seeing how I have to pay attention to my ailments.
It doesn't have to just be ailments. It can just be when I explained to you what mine is, it can be something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but like hiring out work, having home ownership, and there's a big hole in our wall and I have to hire it out because I'm like, dude, I don't want to be frustrated with this. I could probably do it. It would cost me 3 times more because I don't have the tools. Hiring out work kind of makes me feel old. Because at the point where you have a home and then now you have a home for long enough, now you have to start doing the untypical upkeep, you know?
Unexpected renovation.
Yeah.
Yay.
All that. So it kind of makes you feel old, right? That's what old people are like, oh, God, I got to go fix my hot water heater like we just did, you know? Yeah.
We did so we had to replace our hot water heater, and then my 20-year-old came to me and was like, Mom, the wall is wet and it's caving in our bathroom. And I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't even gonna lie, my first reaction was, what the fuck has Silas done?
No.
And it wasn't him.
Come to find out, when dude got here, I'd done ripped out a hole and fixed the pipe, right? Mm-hmm. The pipe never was really fixed from 3 years ago when I hired a plumber to do it. And he did a shoddy job. And it had been leaking that much for that long. And
that's probably why our water bills have been insane.
No, it's just a little.
But that's still money. Every little extra drip is another $1.
At least 10 cents a day. Yeah, probably dripping out of there.
Right.
But it was enough to wet the whole wall, and it just kept soaking those little drips in for years. Mm-hmm. He never fixed it right.
Fucking years.
I fixed it right.
Well, I'm proud of you for doing that.
And then, of course, hired somebody to do the sheetrock work and all that because he's good at it.
Yeah.
He'll be finishing it up here soon.
And we're going to have a whole new bathroom theme. Yay.
Yeah.
It was time to change it up.
Yeah.
But unexpected renovations are never fun. So what made me feel old, it was I feel old in a good way. Like, I'm happy to be the age that I am, where I have experienced being entertained by John Ritter, and now I have discovered his son, Jason Ritter.
What?
Who is an absolute treasure. If you guys do not follow this man on TikTok, do it right now.
I did not know this.
So he is, and we need to check this out too. So he's in the new reboot of the Matlock series, which has Kathy Bates in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, but he is just an absolute joy on TikTok.
Is he like the epitome of his dad too?
He
Kind of looks like him. Come and knock on my door.
Goof bootin'. He is, yes. Come and knock on our door. Yeah. Yes. He is John Ritter from Three's Company.
That's what I was picturing. Because, like, he's younger, so, yeah.
And what's even cooler is he's married to Melanie Linsky, who I have loved ever since Ever After, the movie with Drew Barrymore, the Cinderella story with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
She was the good stepsister. And then I watched her in, what else was she in? Coyote Ugly. She's been in quite a few movies, but then she's the main character in Yellow Jackets.
Oh, yeah. You have been geeking about her.
That's Jason Ritter's wife. And I'm happy to live in a world where I've experienced John Ritter and Jason Ritter. And also Bradley Norwell and Jacob Norwell. Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, even though there's bullshit around the world, which there always is, I am happy to have been born when I was born.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be a millennial.
So, like, fully accepting and embracing that our era was fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm happy
We used to look up to Gen X so fucking much. But I think we got some cool shit going on us.
I mean, we're on the cusp of Gen X, but we're definitely millennials.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my what made me feel old this week was a positive thing, and I love it. I'm really happy about it. So, with that being said, if you're new here, what we do is we talk about true crime. Basically, I tell Jesse a story that he's most of the time never heard about. There's been a couple of them that he knew some vague details on, but most of the time it's something that he is shocked and appalled by.
And at this point, I look forward to her just fucking me up with those stories.
And then we have a drink, and at the end of the episode, we plug a band that Jesse has sought out and become best buds with, and has gotten permission to play their music on our pod.
Yeah. Yes. Had a great time talking to Little Ray. I had a great time talking to him all week long and saying, "Hey, we're gonna post your stuff. We're gonna tag and all that cool stuff." He's a cool cat. He's like, "Hey, check out my brother's band. There's like members from like these famous bands and stuff in it." And he was just sharing and talking about music, and they got more stuff coming. So, yeah, I can't wait. The last podcast was amazing, and the band was just so fire. Loved it.
And I've wanted to talk about this the past few episodes. There is an update on the West Memphis 3. There is a person, and I'm going to have this information for the next episode, but I just want to give y'all a little clue. There is one person in West Memphis, Arkansas, that has to sign off on a paper to give the permission or the authority or whatever it is to test the DNA to figure out who the fuck it was that murdered those poor little boys. And because we know it's not Jason, we know it's not Jesse, we know it's not Damien.
Then the devil's not.
I want to know answers, because this has been happening now for 30 years. It's time for it to be solved. We have the technology, we have the knowledge. Let that shit happen.
Yeah.
But so next episode, I'm going to have the information of the person that you can contact to say nicely and respectfully, we would appreciate if you could sign off on this.
Well, just remind me, and I'll put it in there, and it'll stay in there.
Yes.
It'll stay in
there. I'm going to
read.
Yeah. So I listened to, it was Jillian Petzavali from True Crime Obsessed, which is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. She's very close with Damien. They're best friends. She's close with Damien and Lori. And they went on an episode of, I want to say Dateline, where they are putting the information out to who you can contact to get this shit done, to get it signed off on. So, and we need to get that done. And the answers need to be had. You know, the parents need closure. Everybody needs closure. Jason, Jesse, and Damien need to be cleared of this crime that they absolutely did not do.
Yeah, just didn't need to erase that and find who did it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
The whole thing. It sucked that they went through all that.
We all pretty much know who it was, but it was just nice to be known.
Lock it in, be done with it.
Yeah, it would just be really great for the 3 men that were in prison for 18 years to be cleared of that, and for the actual killer of those 3 little sweet, precious baby 8-year-old boys to finally get the justice.
And there's some bullshit local politics tied into that. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. It's time to wake up or be woke, if you will.
Oh, the wakeness.
Yes. For these, small town fucking good old boy, sweep it under the rug or let's pin it on somebody else bullshit to go away.
I support that kind of wokeness.
Yes.
I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's like eye-opening type situation. And I think that we actually sent a message to Jenny Hayes.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's like, I want to hear your pod. So that was kind of cool, huh?
I know, that made me nervous because I hope I did it justice, Jenny. I really do. Your case, if you listen to this episode, your case I heard about 2 years ago, and it has been on my mind ever since then. Yeah. Like, I almost wanted to start with that case, but I was like, no, I want to start with the Satanic Panic. And, so I'm glad that we finally got to cover that, and I hope I did it justice.
I think you did a good job.
And I hope, I wish the absolute best for you.
Yes.
The absolute best for you. You deserve the world. You deserve everything and all the happiness that can ever come your way. Yep. Absolutely.
And definitely check out the pod before this one, and you can get on some links and
the Turpin family.
Yeah,
and all the siblings, Jennifer, Jordan,
some information, and even the Turpin family, like Jennifer there, like you can get on and buy jewelry from her if you want to.
Dawn's Designs. I put that, and I did a little screen recording of her website. I put in our stories so that you can see. And
I was kind of digging some of her stuff on there.
I want the witchy vibes hoodie. I really want that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get you. I'm going to get you. And so...
It's purple, too. So it's like... It's meant to be.
It's your thing.
It's meant to be for me.
So it's really cool to like tie into some of this stuff, and it's kind of coming back a little bit. It's really fun. Sometimes I wish...
Yeah, because we've had quite a few survival tales the past few weeks, because yes, Jennifer Pan, there was murder in that. But I have to take a break sometimes from the... Killing.
Yeah.
But we'll be getting into that. But we're going to cover some, like I said, we're going to cover some subjects in our LGBTQ plus community for the next few weeks. And
like I was fixing to say, sometimes I kind of wish that I had known a little bit more before you dumped it on me. That way I could be like more... like on target, but whatever. But I really enjoy, just coming back and.
Well, no, that's our whole thing. That's our whole vibe is natural, organic reactions to shit you have no idea about.
Yeah. So, and it does fuck me up. So that maybe I'm just scared to be not prepared, I guess.
Today we're drinking about this woman who our listeners probably have already heard about, but this is Jesse. Jesse has no idea. A woman named Sherry Papini. Do you know anything about it?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right. So Sherry and Keith Papini were an all-American couple who married in October of 2009 and lived in Redding, California. Hey, California.
California.
We know we got quite a few of you guys listening to us over there. We love you.
Hello.
And Redding is in Shasta County. They had 2 kids, and Sherry was a stay-at-home mom, and Keith was part of the Geek Squad at Best Buy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In 2016, Sherry was now 34 and wanted to get back into running and training for a marathon. So on November 2nd that year, 2016, Sherry texted Keith and asked if he was going to come home for lunch. And when he said he wasn't, she decided to go on a jog while the kids were in daycare. And I think that they were only in daycare like part-time. So she would use that time to clean and do laundry and work on her fitness. Now, she had previously worked for AT&T and she was like a top performer. She won awards and all kind of shit. And then I don't know if she was laid off or let go, but she received a large severance package. And Keith was like, well, I can take care of the bills. But I don't understand if you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, why we need to pay for daycare. And she was like, well, I'll take care of that out of my severance package. Maybe that was just, because stay-at-home moms, they need a break.
They need a little break. I get it.
Yes. I was a stay-at-home mom for a brief period of time, and it was wild. But anyhow, so Keith, he gets home a little after 5 that day, and he was expecting Sherry and the kids to be home to greet him. But no one was home.
Nobody.
No. He calls Sherry and he gets no answer. He calls the daycare and he finds out that his kids hadn't been picked up yet. So he decides to use the Find My iPhone feature to try and track Sherry down and finds her phone a mile away on the ground. Her headphones wrapped all around it, like, coiled up, and along with strands of Sherry's hair. And after that, Keith was like, I'm going to call 911.
I would have left that shit right there. I wouldn't have touched it.
And this was that call.
911, what is your emergency? CHP transfer. Keith is on the line. Hello, can I help you?
Hello? Yeah, so I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual, and my kids should have been there by now from, daycare. So I was like, oh, maybe she went on a walk. I couldn't find her, so I called the daycare to see what time she picked up the kids. The kids were never picked up, so I got freaked out, so I hit, the Find My iPhone app thing, and it said that it showed her phone, at our end of our driveway. We don't have really good service.
Okay.
Not the end of our driveway, but the end of our street. So I just drove down there, and I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again. And I found her phone, and it's got, hair ripped out of it, in the headphones. So I'm, totally freaking out, thinking, somebody, grabbed her.
Okay, what's your address?
Redding.
Okay, what's your last name?
Yes. Papini, Papini.
And your first name?
Keith.
Keith?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go pick up your children?
No, I'm going to call my mom and have her do it.
Okay. What's your wife's name?
I'm going to, knock on every door. Sherry. Sherri.
And same last name?
Yes.
She white, female?
Yes.
What's her date of birth?
It is June 11th, 1982.
Is her vehicle there, or does she not have a vehicle?
She has a vehicle at the house.
Okay, the vehicle is at the house?
She's running.
How? Okay.
Yes, I'm in it right now driving, and I took a picture of her phone on the ground before I picked it up.
Okay, how tall is she?
5'3", 5'4".
How much does she weigh?
100 pounds.
Eye color?
Wow. Sounds like he's just doing everything he can to find her,
Right. So basically, Keith calls 911. His wife is missing. Her phone, her headphones have been found with strands of her hair attached to it. Now, he found that phone a mile away from their house where their mailboxes are. Their mailboxes are like ours. It's like a unit.
A group, yeah.
A group mailbox situation. So he calls 911. They get on the job. So over the next few days, investigators got involved and tried to search for clues. The story went all over the media. Friends and family, they searched on foot. They handed out flyers. They posted on social media. And I mean, it's really beautiful how the community came together. Yeah. It was everybody was putting in the work. Find
that's
Sherry,
what you're looking for in desperation.
Yeah.
You need help. Just, even if they're completely looking in the wrong spot and they're completely doing the wrong thing, help. Anyways, just help. We're going to figure this out together. Teamwork,
And local businesses got involved. Money was raised for resources that were used. Money was donated for rewards on any information in helping finding Sherry. And one anonymous person offered to do a reverse ransom, which is they offered up like a 6-figure sum of money and with a deadline on bringing Sherry back to get that money.
Right.
No questions asked. Bring Sherry back. You gonna get this money.
Yeah, kind of a reward lost and found thing. Yeah.
But the deadline came and went. And so that anonymous donor, he applied that 6-figure sum of money. He was anonymous, or I don't even know if it was a he. But the anonymous donor donated that 6-figure amount of money towards like the reward.
More hope.
Right.
Yeah. That's the help and hope thing. It doesn't matter what you're doing as long as people are getting together and doing the best they can.
And I mean, and Keith, he's on every media outlet he can find, trying to find Sherry. Like, he is distraught as fuck. He's trying to find his wife. He's taking care of his kids. He's just got a lot on his shoulders right now.
Doing everything he can, yeah.
Well, Keith was advised to get the FBI involved, so he did. And because Sherry was a blonde, petite, attractive woman, sex trafficking was a huge possibility in this case.
Oh, shit.
Now, of course, as usual, Keith had to be heavily interviewed to be ruled out as a suspect because statistically, most of the time in situations like this,
happens
the
in the
spouse
household.
is involved. But he passed the polygraph. He completely complied with everything that they asked of him. And unfortunately, when Sherry's phone was investigated, it was found that she had been having text relationships with a couple of different men.
Oh.
And had actually planned on leaving Keith. So that all at the same time made Keith look worse. But he had no idea about any of this. He had been aware of one affair and had actually made a post-nuptial agreement stating that if Sherry was caught cheating again, she wouldn't get anything in their divorce. But
so it was a shoddy deal to begin with. She was kind of shady to begin with.
Right. But Keith, like I said, he was very cooperative. His alibi checked out. And even Sherry's father came to his defense. So law enforcement, they literally had nothing. It seemed as Sherry had disappeared into thin air. Like they interviewed one of the people that she had been having a text relationship with who had actually been in the area around the time that she went missing, but he had an alibi as well. And it was like a solid alibi. His name was Donovan. I did not write down the last name, but he was rolled out as well. But then on November 24th, 2016, Thanksgiving Day, there was a turkey trot planned in Reading. And at this event, the town was going to release like a shit ton of balloons, which is not safe. Let's not do that. Let's do like lanterns or
Apparently
something.
They did that
like
shit
that.
in Chicago and it fucked up a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Don't release balloons. Do like the
What
lanterns.
the hell's balloons got to do with a turkey trot? And what the hell is a turkey
Well, they
trot?
were going to release. I don't know. I actually didn't
That
write
like
that
something
down,
they do
and
in
I
the
forgot.
South down here.
So the town was going to release balloons in Sherry's honor, but before this event happened, a call came in from a truck driver that was in Yolo County, which sounds like a really cool county. Yolo. He had spotted a woman that was flagging him down. And this was about 150 miles from Reading. And this woman was bound at the wrist and appeared to have been badly beaten.
Oh,
and
shit.
this was Sherry Papini.
Oh.
So Sherry was taken to the hospital immediately. I mean, this woman was battered from head to toe, okay? And they called Keith. Like, he said that he didn't answer the phone at first, like on the first call. But then he did because he was shaving. He was getting ready for this event to honor his wife, to help, to release these balloons, to try and bring more awareness to her disappearance.
Right.
This was 22 days.
He's doing the best he can to try to keep people tied into it.
22 days she went missing. So Keith was called to meet her there at the hospital. When he arrived, he was horrified at the sight. Sherry was beaten and bruised. Her nose was broken. She had ligature marks. She had a rash. Her hair was cut. She had lost a shit ton of weight. The worst thing that happened was she had been branded with the word Exodus, like from the Bible.
Oh, I was thinking of the band.
No, this was Exodus. It was supposed to have been some kind of meaning.
Right. Is this some religious fanatic that snatched her up, did some crazy
You're
shit?
just going to have to wait. So she was only 100 pounds when she had went missing, and now she was down to 87 in the 22 days that she was gone. 87 pounds. A grown-ass 34-year-old woman at 87 pounds.
That is so... I'm trying to put my head around
I
it.
am plus 100. 80. So I am 187 to 90 pounds, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
That's where I fluctuate between 180 and 190.
She lost 50% of her body weight almost.
Yeah, I think it was actually 30%, of her body weight. Yes.
That is insane.
So Sherry tells investigators
I need to get on that diet.
Okay. So Sherry tells investigators that her captors were two women from the Hispanic community, one older and one younger, who drove a black SUV, who were armed and had concealed their identity. She said they spoke mostly Spanish, but she did know that they had planned on selling her as a sex slave to a man in law enforcement, and that he had requested that she be branded with the word Exodus.
I'm not believing this, Lindsay.
She also said that they were playing mariachi music and some Enrique Iglesias. So because she was told that she was being sold to a cop, Sherry was very untrusting of the law enforcement that wanted to interview her and wanted Keith by her side at all times.
Are you flipping me some shit right now? You are, ain't you?
Stop looking at me like that.
No, I mean, I'm really not believing this story.
Let me tell my story.
I'm not believing it so far.
Let me tell my story.
I'm not believing Sherry's story that you're telling me.
Okay, well, let me get
Go ahead.
to what happened.
I'm ankle deep. I'm ankle deep right now.
Now, Sherry did say that the younger of the two captors was the one that had let her go. She said that there was like a fight and that she heard a gunshot. And the next thing she knew, like something was put over her head and she was dropped off. Like after being in a vehicle for several hours.
Like some shit went down.
Yeah, some shit went down and she was then let go. Now, it is said that this whole kidnapping was suspicious. Where was the motive?
Right.
Well, to me, when I was first heard this, I was like, the sex trafficking is the motive, right? If a cop knew the right people for the job and had a description of what kind of woman that he wanted, Sherry was out jogging, bam. But why was she just let go without being sold after these 3 weeks of pure torture?
Yeah, wouldn't they want the money and then finish the job and then profit from it? Well, either way, though, Lindsay, like, if I was kidnapped by some Latinos, I want Gabriel Iglesias, man. We're going to fucking go get some donuts and Del Taco.
Well, I told you Enrique was involved. That's Gabriel's son, right? No, that's Fluffy.
Yeah.
Who was Enrique's father? Julio
Iglesias. Yeah. No, dude, I want Fluffinator to come get me, dude. We're going to be way better off.
Gabriel, listen to me right now. I'm going to tag him in this post. You have way too many VW buses.
We need one.
I just want one.
We want to borrow one. Fuck it. I don't want to have it. I don't want to have it. I just want to borrow it.
No, I want to have it.
No. We're going to take a trip to California
I'll pay him
and one
for
of Gabriel Iglesias' buses,
I will pay him for it. Just let me have it.
You ain't paying him shit, dude. We just want to borrow it, man. We want to hang out at Del Taco and eat donuts and shit and get pulled over with him. And
like I said, I mean, the sex trafficking was motive enough, in my opinion, when I first heard this case. Sherry was beaten, battered, starved. I mean, the photos of her are absolutely jarring, okay? So the police collected as much evidence as they could, like her clothes, the ones that she was wearing the day she was returned, descriptions of her captors, and what she could remember of the place that she was held captive. But Sherry had weird descriptions of her captors, like if one didn't use product in her hair, it would be frizzy. And that they wore knockoff brand shoes, like, like flea market Nikes, and hoop earrings and one had thin drawn on eyebrows and the other one had thick ones.
So wait a minute, Lindsay.
Hold on. What?
Okay, go ahead. No,
No,
I
you go
want to dive in. She's that transparent where I just started seeing the bullshit right off rip. Or what?
What bullshit? What are you talking about?
Like her descriptions and everything. Like, I feel like this is bullshit.
She's very white.
Valley?
Well, she's very white. Sherry Papini is white as fuck. I'll put that out there.
She's so white, she's transparent?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure it out, dude. I want to know if I'm judging this right, and I don't want to judge because this is fucked up. What happened so far? It's crazy.
Well, more and more people actually, they thought like you. They were like, this is, kind of start to look like a racial hoax. But Keith did every interview he could to defend his wife. And law enforcement was on her side as well. I mean, this woman, like I said, we're going to say it again, terribly beaten, branded, and starved.
It's horrible.
For
That's
22
horrible.
days.
That part is all horrible. It's physically there. It really did happen.
Right.
Yeah.
She
really
had to go under, intense therapy to deal with her PTSD. It affected her day-to-day life for a long, long time. Like, Sherry would be triggered by the police, by law enforcement, by Latino women, the
Holy
sound
shit.
of a door locking. She could not have her food prepared by anyone other than Keith or her sister. She couldn't eat black beans because she said that that's all she was fed by her captors. They fed her like cold black beans, like right from the can. And she was also triggered. So this happened in 2016. They don't get a lot of information. And in 2020, they're still investigating. She's triggered by the fucking mask that people are now having to wear in public because her captors wore masks all the time to cover their face.
So forgive me for judging right off rip. I mean, honestly, it seems like there would have been better details and better, information. I get into that mode.
When she started going to therapy, her therapist actually encouraged her to write a book to help her recount and remember, because a lot of shit was blocked. She was, she said that she was masked for a lot of her captivity. So that would help her remember the details that she needed to remember for this investigation.
What she tried to shut out. Yeah, I get it.
So she wrote a book called 22 Days. And this was just, her recounting when she could, because sometimes when you go through a traumatic event, they come to you in
waves.
spurts and waves and things like that.
Yeah.
So Sherry had received around $300,000 from different resources like GoFundMe accounts, victim advocacy, and the family they ended up retrieving from the spotlight. Sherry she didn't want to leave the house. She was scared of everything. But suspicions of a hoax was still discussed constantly on the internet, and the FBI was still investigating. And when they were investigating, they found this blog that a Sherry Graff had written in 2007. Now, Sherry's maiden name was Graff. And so they found this blog, and it stated quite a bit of racism towards the Latin community.
I feel suspicious. Why do I feel so damn suspicious?
Let me keep going, okay?
I wanted them to be Cheech and Chong to fucking grab me up, dude.
I know.
That would have been cool.
So much fun.
I found out how they did their name, though. Like, they were driving in this old shitty car and the windshield wipers didn't work. And they were like, we need a name, right? They went to a battle of the bands and they won. And then they kind of started their whole little career. And their
Mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live.
Yes.
Yes.
But like, okay, so the windshield wipers didn't work. So they had like coat hangers hooked to the wiper blades while they were driving this shitty car. And it was like Cheech and Chong, like they were watching these wiper blades going across the windshield. I watched the interview of that. I'm sorry. Get back to it, Lindsay. But damn, dude, come get me, Cheech and Chong, fuck.
Well, and it had already been discovered that Sherry had cheated on her husband. And then some conversations were found with a couple of other men that were saved under female names in her phone. So the FBI got in touch with her ex-husband before Keith and called him in for an interview. Now, Sherry had told Keith that she only married this guy for military, I guess because when you're in the military, if you get married, you get better benefits.
Oh, yeah.
And
Housing,
she had some heart problems and she needed insurance herself. So it was basically just like a business transaction, this marriage.
This doesn't seem good to begin with already.
And well, that ex-husband said that Sherry had a long history of being a liar and fabricating stories of abuse. And she was quite the attention whore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the FBI also had tested the DNA on her clothes and were shocked to find male DNA on her underwear that didn't match Keith's because, according to Sherry, she had not been sexually assaulted at all while she was captured, and her captures were both female.
Uh-oh.
So whose DNA was this?
Uh-oh. Look here. The thing
I'm like looking. I'm like, what are you?
The thing with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't say
Leonardo?
Leonardo da Vinci DiCaprio. Where he does it. Look, I'm sorry. Go.
So they test the DNA and it doesn't match anyone that was already in the system. So they used other resources like Ancestry and 23andMe where people voluntarily give up their DNA.
Right.
I've done it. I've spit into
we have nothing to hide.
Into a tube because you know what, guys? Okay, so listeners, if you haven't seen our pictures, I look like I have some kind of ethnic background.
You kind of look like a Mexican American.
I mean, I have been asked my entire life what nationality I am. Well, according to Ancestry.com, I am white as fuck.
Yeah, I actually have a little bit more
you
color.
have more color in you.
I do.
And Jesse is actually, like, looking at him, he's white as fuck. He was born a towhead, blue-eyed. He's now gray. But I have dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin.
But I'm cultured.
But you are cultured. But I am, what is it, like 68% Great Britain.
And you look cultured.
I do. Like, even when we have went to powwows in the past, I have been asked what tribe I'm from. Or
they don't say shit to me. And I'm just like, y'all hired me to sing, dude.
You a white-ass Indian.
I'm not really Indian.
I have literally
just
heard that at powwows. Like, I've never seen an Indian that white before.
Yeah, and I'm up there like rocking the drum.
But y'all don't judge because look, I don't look like I'm British, but I'm very.
And I wasn't trying to appropriate any culture or nothing. I just wanted to come sing those songs that I love.
Dude, you were adopted into it.
Yeah, pretty much.
After they did all this with the 23andMe and the Ancestry, they found a match. It was Sherry's ex-boyfriend named James Reyes. So they go to his apartment in Costa Mesa.
Okay.
And they look around and they're like, this is the place. This is a place that Sherry fucking described.
Oh.
So they're like, all right, we need to talk to James.
Yeah.
And at first James was like, I ain't got nothing for you, bro. And then they're like, well, you do know that lying to the FBI is a crime. So James was like, all right, let's talk.
Reyes was Rock Me Amadeus.
Yes. So James said that Sherry had told him that she needed to leave her abusive husband and asked if she could come stay with him. Sherry told Reyes that Keith had been beating and, trigger warning, raping her, and several police reports have been made, but nothing was being done about it.
Dude was working his ass off to support this household.
He was geeking the squad.
Geeking the squad, dude.
So on November 2nd, 2016, he drove like 10 or 11 hours or whatever it was. It was somewhere in between there, and picked her up right where she had left her phone, earphones, and strands of hair. When she gets to Reyes' apartment, she kicked him out of his own bed and he slept on the couch.
Ooh.
There.
He didn't even get the punani's? Oh, he did.
There, she starved herself she hurt herself and asked him
my God.
to puck.
Oh my God.
So, okay, I'm sorry. So James was a semi-pro hockey player. Like he had played for the Ducks and shit.
He had some money.
No, he did not.
Well, he coached the Maya. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure what James did, but he did. He was at work most of the time during Sherry's visits. And when he would come home every day, she had like a new bruise and she was hurting herself. She had him buy specific cleaners that would give her a rash. Then she had him go to Hobby Lobby and get a wood burning tool so that he could, at her demand, burn the word Exodus into her back.
Holy shit, Lindsay.
And
I was
then-
right. I was right. Come on,
I had
Lindsay.
to keep you hanging.
Well, you fucking kept me hanging so much, dude. Like a dude. I was right. Oh,
And then
Sherry.
she just woke up one day after all of this. No sex was involved, by the way. James never got laid.
Never got the poon.
James never got laid.
All that for no poon.
Yeah, there was no semen on her underwear, but there was DNA, which is floating around everywhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So she just woke up on Thanksgiving morning and was like, take me home
Deuces.
right now. And on the way, she was like, we got to stop and we got to get some chains and we got to get some zip ties.
We got to get the murder kit.
And
The abduction kit. And we're going
And
to blame it on
then-
some poor ass Latino people.
he just had she just had him drop her off
Deuces.
in the place where she was found. And you know what's so funny to me? The truck driver that she flagged down to call the police to say, you know, oh my God. And she is, I mean, I did not pull up that 911 call. I couldn't get it without there being an interview behind it and whatever. The truck driver is like, yeah, this lady named Sherry Panini.
I got to finish my song, Lindsay.
What?
Sherry.
Oh, God. No.
Baby.
Sherry.
Sherry,
No.
baby. Sherry, won't you come out tonight? Sorry. Not sorry. I had to do it. It's been
So
in my head.
all the evidence was gathered, and it was time to bring Sherry in for another interview. They reminded her that lying to the FBI was a crime,
Federal offense.
but Sherry continued with her original story. And then they presented the evidence, and boy, howdy,
But let me tell you what.
it was quite a scene. At first, she sent the FBI out of the room and told Keith, hey, I don't want to get the younger capture in trouble because she's the reason why, like it was whispered, she's the reason why I get to hold my kids every night.
What?
Yeah.
Trying to get him on the
She was
team?
whispering to Keith. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
So then the FBI comes back in the room and tells the story about James and how his DNA was a match. Then she started crying hysterically. No. Let me see if I can reenact it.
Oh,
no.
here it goes.
No, it can't be James. He can't. It can't be James. He can't be part of this.
Holy shit, Lindsay.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah. And
Wait a minute.
thank
The
you,
Oscar
thank you,
goes to
thank you.
Lindsay.
The Oscar goes
You win
to
all the
me.
awards. You are the Sherry
Actually-
reincarnate. Just perfect.
The
Oh my
Oscar
God.
is still in limbo for Sherry, but we'll get
here
there.
we go.
And they were like, nah, girl, it's you. James was just the cuck that you got to go along with it. And we gave him a polygraph about this and he passed. So... And now Keith is like done. Like in the interview, like you can see him like he's pissed. He's like patting his legs and he's scooting his
he was the
chair
geek that
further
was just
away.
working his ass off. He wasn't actually beating and fucking raping his wife.
He has left the fucking chat.
Yeah, and the other one's left to fucking suffer.
Right. And so Sherry, she finally like after she stops her like crying performance, she decides she's going to lawyer up. She literally snaps. I really want you to watch that interview because it's wild. She like snaps. She's just like, I'm not going to say another thing to you until I get a lawyer. Like it.
I seen through her shit to begin
Like
with.
I said, she did all of this. All of this happened in 2016.
Whoa.
She doesn't get arrested until March of 2022.
What?
2022. So they found the DNA.
What the hell, Lindsay?
So they found the DNA in 2020. This interview that I just told you about was in 2020. But then COVID happened and everything slowed the fuck down.
Yeah.
And Keith actually says in one of the documentaries that I watched, the day that she gets arrested, she posts bail. Her family helps her post bail.
You're like building that up, and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah. The day that she gets arrested, which is in March of 2022, she posts bail, comes home. She tries to have sex with Keith. Like, he says all she's trying to do is, like, strip him down and everything. And he's like, ma'am. Ma'am. So that happened. So he finds out that she's full of shit in 2020. But somehow she convinces him that James has actually been the kidnapper.
Oh, shit.
So he's living with her for 2 more years till she gets arrested.
That wouldn't happen.
She gets charged with lying to the FBI and mail fraud. They'll always get you on mail fraud. Because she had gotten $30,000 from the state of California Victim Advocacy.
Yeah, she was wanting to rake that fucking money in.
This was what paid for her therapy.
Oh,
her therapy!
On herself.
Okay.
She needed
So I'm going to also tell you guys.
Lindsay.
So I'm going to also tell you guys. Listen. No.
Keep going.
Straighten up.
I can't.
Listen to me right now. Snap it.
Okay.
There was another woman that Sherry Papini had went to school with named Tara Smith. Okay. Yeah. So Tara Smith, this is an actual real case, had been abducted in 1998 when she was 16 years old from the same road that Sherry's quote unquote abduction happened, which is called the Old Oregon Trail.
Okay.
Tara never returned. And her family, during all this time that Sherry was quote unquote missing, Tara's family, reached out to Keith when Sherry returned. I'm holding up quotations. When she returned, Tara's parents had Sherry over for dinner and expressed such horrific PTSD that she couldn't even go to the bathroom by herself. Wow. This is 2 people whose daughter actually went missing and has never been returned. Now, there was one suspect named Troy Zink, who was Tara's Taekwondo instructor, that she had actually been having I don't even want to say unorthodox. It was an unlawful relationship with, because he was much older. She was 16. She was a minor. And he had actually, been investigated, but was let off. Like, there was no solving to Tara Smith's disappearance. Nothing has been solved from that. And this Taekwondo instructor had actually already previously been in jail for rape. And he was teaching children.
So he was following the traits and then raking in kids. That way he can fucking caress them into that bullshit.
What the fuck? And this was in the 90s. What?
Yeah. Red door on the fucking Taekwondo spot.
But anyways, so Tara had also went out on a jog that day on Old Oregon Trail. But she never returned. Her parents have no closure on her disappearance. And this fucking cunt whore ass bitch, Sherry Papini.
Come on, Lindsay. Come on, dude. Really?
Cunt whore ass bitch.
Women be doing the work.
First of all, she doesn't get to be classified.
I want to pick on her while she's pissed off.
Don't make me fight you.
Look, don't break all the shit here on the table, Lindsay. So you wish that she would have caught dysentery on the Oregon Trail?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
So some of the public was absolutely shocked. And some were like, you know what? I fucking knew it. I knew this bitch was full of shit. And then, of course, there was the whole racist Nazi undertones of the whole hoax as well. I mean, this bitch is an absolute asshole. And I'm going to list the ways. She cheats on Keith.
Ding.
She leaves Keith and her children.
Ding.
She then makes them think she's been kidnapped.
Ding.
She dupes her ex-boyfriend into thinking that she's been abused.
Double ding.
She dupes him into a whole kidnapping hoax.
Ding, ding, ding.
She lies to her husband, law enforcement, and pretty much the entire world that she had been kidnapped by Hispanic women and that she was going to be sold to a cop.
All the dings.
She takes money from the community and the state of California.
2 more dings.
And Keith said that she threw it in his face for years about what she had been through. And you didn't save me.
Ding a
You
fucking
didn't
lane.
find me.
Come on, man.
And she pretends to have PTSD to her family and friends. She actually had a party. This
She had to have therapy because of her fucking self.
This
and
is in
used
my side
government
notes.
money.
She had a party, a get-together, a gathering of friends so that they could tell her their reaction when they found out she had been found.
Oh, she just wanted that hug and attention.
That's a whole different level of psychotic right there.
I need it right now. I need it right now. What the fuck, dude?
And like I said, she actually wrote a book about her fake experience called 22 Days.
Because of her therapy that we paid for.
Now, her lawyer basically said that she had undealt with mental health issues, and I cannot disagree with that because normal people don't do that.
It's called selfish bitch.
And nobody has an answer as to why she would have done such a thing. So she was ordered to pay over $300,000 in restitution and sentenced to 18 months. 18 months.
Lindsay does not like that.
In prison. No, I don't like that because mail fraud alone is up to 25 years. So
how is that not right?
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white female, why the fuck did you only get 18 months?
Do your acting again, please.
Right.
Do it. Come on. I want more.
What?
I want more of her.
Oh my God. Please. Please. That's what she says on that's the phone call when the truck driver.
Oh my God.
When the truck driver is calling to report that he's found this woman named Sherry Papini. That's what you hear in the background. Please. Please. I have listened to so much coverage on this woman. I want to barf just a little bit in my mouth. But anyways, Keith filed for divorce and has full custody of the kids. Thank God. And she was released from prison in August of 2023. Has not paid one dime towards her fine. But she now has appeared in a new documentary. She now says that James Reyes was actually her captor, and he was the one that tortured and beat and starved her. And she said she had to make up the story of the Hispanic women because he was watching her.
Come on, dude didn't get no poon or nothing, man.
Yeah, and she said she had to make up that story because he was watching her, and she didn't want to endanger her kids.
Reyes didn't even rock me Amadeus.
And unfortunately, she has quite a few people on her side about this. So we'll see how this continues to unfold. But like I said, the FBI, they polygraphed James. They did not charge him with anything. He was just a dude that was duped. He was a cuck.
Right.
Like, sorry, James, you were duped. And he knew that.
Yeah. And he should have seen through her shit as fast as I did and not fucking married her ass.
He didn't marry her.
Well, I mean, Amadeus should have seen through that shit, you know?
Okay, yeah. Keith was the husband.
Well, he was the ex, too. Amadeus was, right?
But he didn't marry her.
Yeah.
No. The only one that had married her previously was the military guy that was just in it for the benefits.
That's right. Okay. So I'm wrong.
The paperwork benefits.
Yeah, the paper. Yeah. So, but either way, Amadeus shouldn't have fucked with that dude. It was just.
But he was probably hoping that he was in the. From what I could gather with his interview with the police, he was thinking there was going to be a relationship there.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy to me is like, even though Sherry was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, petite woman, she's not that attractive. How the fuck did she get all these men?
I have no idea. So. I want to make it like a trendy thing for dudes to start more rejecting thirsty ass women because they have an agenda. If there's a woman that's coming at you and she's like thirsty and trying to throw herself at you, reject her.
And if she's wanting you to beat the shit out of her and brand her, don't do it.
Yeah, more rejection. Dude didn't even get no poon out of the whole deal, man.
Not
what
one single. Not one. You know what's funny? When you look up Sherry Papini on Google, it just says Keith Papini's ex-wife.
Hell yeah, that's perfect. That's fucking perfect. I cannot believe it, that I seen through the whole.
She ain't all that.
Not all that. No, not really. Like,
no,
I mean, she probably was coming at him like thirsty as fuck. Like,
she ain't your type whatsoever.
They better look more like Lindsay over here. You're beautiful as fuck.
Thick and dark to get Jesse's attention.
Lindsay is fucking thick and amazing.
So that is the wrap on Sherry Papini. But
there's more
documentaries that you can watch, and I recommend. I've watched them all. The Perfect Wife on Hulu.
The Perfect Wipe.
Sherry Papini, Lies, Lies, and More Lies. And then Sherry Papini, Caught in a Lie on Max. So please watch all of those because I need y'all to see this woman's Oscar-winning performances on FBI and law enforcement
It was
cam.
not. It was not. She gets one of these right here. That's it. That's all she got.
She's insane. There's something wrong with her.
Honestly, mental health and all that. Yeah, for sure.
Even in the new documentary, which is the one Caught in a Lie on Max, there's video of her with her FaceTime calls with her kids because Keith has full custody, as he should. And she, like, when she hangs up, she screams and oh my God, it's just, I want to barf. And how dare you? How dare you blame James? After you know you made up this whole lie. Yeah. You did all this for attention. Have you seen the movie Gone Girl? You've watched it with me. Don't that sound real familiar?
Queen of the dramas.
Yeah. Don't that sound real familiar?
Hell yeah. I seen it. That was the really cool thing about it. And I was just like,
and I'm glad
something's coming and I wasn't really sure.
I'm glad you did. I could never get something like that off on you. Yeah. I had to get a watermelon.
You had to get another drink?
I had to get another drink.
You had to get another drink in the middle of this?
God damn it, it's frozen. I left it. It's only been in the freezer for an hour.
She is so fucking fired up right now. And she tried to spill it, but the drink was frozen. Gotti! No, this story has been fucking... And you're done already?
I'm done.
Holy shit,
Watch
Lindsay.
the documentaries, though, you guys.
We're watching
Please watch them.
We're watching it.
You and I, when we get home from the river tomorrow.
Okay.
We're Sherry Papini in it, because you have got to see this bitch.
Yeah, because we some Florida people. We going to the river tomorrow.
Yeah, we going to the river. We're going to fish, and we're going to grill, and we're going to drink.
But you did a great job acting, too, Lindsay. Hoorah.
I listened
fucking raw
that shit.
Over here.
Y'all have no idea. I put in a lot of work on this one.
Oh, I bet there was a lot of shit on it. And you played it so fucking good. And I'm over here calling it out the whole time. And you're like cool, calm, collected over here. And I'm
that was hard. Because you saw me crack a smile.
I'm flicking her the bird right now because I knew better. I was like, I know better. And I gave her the bird. And I do it so Appalachian style that it's so funny. And hey, your drink's kind of... You need to fix your drink there.
Well, you keep talking. I'm going to
talk about a band, okay?
Yes. What band are we plugging? Hello. Hello.
Hey, I want to talk about a band. Hey, it's my turn. I want to play this band right here. I want you to check it out.
My frozen drink is bubbling. Okay.
So I got these cool-ass cats that I think we played with a couple of times called Solid Right Hook from Jacksonville.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming, y'all.
Are you in the mic? Are you here?
You're just going to have to hear
She's
me
back.
echo.
She's back.
I'm back.
She's back. Okay.
I'm cleaning up a mess.
Solid Right Hook. I got this cool-ass song called Monster by them, okay? She's in a mess over here. This is awesome.
This is bubbling.
What does that, Lindsay, when you try to freeze your alcohol? Do not do that.
I didn't do it last night.
We're having a great time today, y'all. Check us out on drinkaboutsomething.site and follow us on Instagram. All
YouTube.
Everything.
What else?
Whatever you want to fucking follow us on.
Send us an email.
I think you have we don't have a Spotify.
No. Well, we have the Curtain Call Records playlist.
Curtain Call Records playlist on Spotify.
You can follow us on Spotify.
You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on everything now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, you're on everything. We're on everything. Yes. Yeah. And hit us up. Even if you see our personal shit, just, hit us up because we're finding so many cool ass bands. You got a TikTok. Yeah.
Drink about something pod _Lindsay. Yes.
So, solid right hook from old Mikey over here. Isn't that awesome? He was just like, yeah, you can play our stuff. I was
Mikey Graz?
Yeah. I was like, dude, I think that we've played together. And he was like, yeah, I think so too. I remember your band and all this stuff. Like, we used to kick ass in Jacksonville. Are you all right with your drink over there?
I'm having a slurp.
Solid right hook's badass though, okay? From Jacksonville. Check this shit out.
I'm excited. Mikey Graz.
Yes. This song is called Monster, so check this shit out.
Ooh,
Monster. That's what she
Sherry
really was.
Papini is a fucking monster.
So follow this band. I know they're going to be amazing. We're fixing to kick this shit off. You ready? Oh my God. Lindsay.
I love them so much.
Lindsay.
You have my attention.
That post-hardcore style.
Tell me what the name of the band is again.
Solid right hook from Jacksonville.
Solid right hook. You gave me a solid right hook right here in my chair.
I love that raw-ass fucking Jacksonville, Freakville fucking shit.
I love it. It's amazing.
We're fixing to hop off here because I'm going to hang out with my sister, and we're fucking tanked up.
And our battery's about to die.
Yeah, we're about to die.
We love you. Like us, follow, subscribe.
Yes. All that
follow
stuff.
Follow this band.
Follow them. Yes.
Solid right hook.
Follow them. We will see you guys next Friday.
Yeah. Bye.